Hello, my name is Seamus McMahon, and you are listening to the Working Title Podcast. Today I am joined by Josh Powers. How you doing, bud?
Doing great, bro.
Awesome. And today we're going to start our... I don't want to number this just in case, like, depending on the uploads.
Tarantino series.
Yeah, we're going to start our Tarantino series today, or whenever this is uploaded. And we're going to call it Bloody Christmas, because we're going to do this the entire month of December, where we're going to go through and review all of Quentin Tarantino's movies from beginning to end, 1 through 9. Yeah. Basically, we've already done the 9th movie. That was our first episode. So we're just really going to do 1 through 8. Today we're going to be talking about Pulp Fiction. Which is a super popular film.
Yes.
It's what's the word? It's a cult movie.
It's a cult classic with what was hugely successful though.
Yeah, like hugely successful.
As you were just saying, it cost $8 million to make, and what was the total gross?
It ended up making
280 million, 260 million,
$214,179,088.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so a lot of money for a movie that came out in 1994. So with inflation, I'm sure that's like 350
I wonder if
million.
that counts the like the poster sales or the DVD sales.
I don't think so. I think it just it's just box office.
Damn.
Yeah. So people going and seeing the movie.
Wow.
After it released
I'm
for
sure
however
they made
long it was
so
out.
much money off of
the
paraphernalia.
Yeah. You kidding me? Because I think
the poster of Uma Thurman. I've seen that in so many places, so many head shops, so many like Spencer's, and
it's a good shot.
It's a great shot.
Yeah, it's a good poster.
So iconic.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. Yeah. So let's talk about kind of the history, I guess, because this is Pulp Fiction is Tarantino's second movie that he made. The first one being Reservoir Dogs. This one, Pulp Fiction, is the second, and then we made a list. Was it Jackie Brown? Was the third one?
I think so.
Yeah, which we'll get to talking about in another episode, because that movie's also really good. But what's your favorite part, or what's your history with Pulp Fiction? When did you see it first?
Oh man, I think I saw it as a young man, maybe 14 or 15.
Okay.
I remember I had the VHS of it.
Oh really?
And I used to watch it every single night for quite a long time. I would just put it on and do homework or do drugs or whatever. Hang out with people, hang out with girls, whatever the fuck I was doing. It was like I would just have it on every single night.
Really?
Just, whether I was focusing on it or not, I just loved it so much. And I did that for an extended period of time. And then I've seen it many times throughout my adult life, and I just love it.
Yeah, it's a damn good movie.
It's so good. How about you? The first time you saw it. Do you remember the first time you saw it?
It was a couple years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know too much, and then I think I bought it at a thrift store alongside Kill Bill Volume 1.
Those are good thrift store purchases.
Yeah, it was a pretty good thrift store that I had down in my old hometown.
Oh,
and
yeah, give that up.
Some old dude probably.
I don't want that. Fucking youngsters.
He probably died, and his family was going through his stuff.
His grandkids fucking took it.
But I bought it on DVD and ended up watching it, and it became one of my favorite movies very quickly, because it's
the first time, or did you have to see it a couple times before?
The first time.
You understood it fully.
Yeah.
The first time.
I was like, okay, this. Towards the end, it was like, wait, what? Yeah. That's kind of weird. But yeah, the second time I was like, okay, this is awesome. The first time I watched it, I was like, all right, this is a really damn good movie. Yeah. And anybody I meet that hasn't seen it needs to watch it.
Yeah.
Because it's so fucking good.
I've been such a huge proponent of it for so long. You haven't seen Pulp Fiction? Well, let me tell you what you're doing this weekend, motherfucker.
Yeah, you're going to watch it.
You should watch it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it will enrich your life.
It really will, because it's a very good story.
Oh yeah,
very interesting, really well told.
Yes, so well written, so well told. The ensemble is insane.
Yeah, because
performances are insane.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Iconic performances.
Yeah, even when one of the performances is just the back of a dude's head.
wait, what scene are you talking about specifically?
The bar scene with Ving Rhames, where you only see Ving Rhames' the back of his head.
Yeah.
Like that's all you see until later in the movie.
So many great little touches like that where you're just analyzing it from cinematography perspective is just a stunning achievement of modern cinema.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, 100%. Especially the way the story is told, because it's told out of order, which is really, really cool. So you see the beginning of the movie is actually the end of the movie, kind of.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like a fakey, a juke move.
Yeah.
Just she freezes, I'll kill every motherfucking last one of you. And then that awesome surf track comes on.
Mm-hmm. What is that? Miserlou by Dick Dale or something like that? Yeah,
Dick Dale.
Yeah. Oh,
that's such a good song too.
It's such a good opening song for the rest of the whole thing. And then it cuts into who is that? It's shit. I can't remember the next song. Yeah, but it's a really good like funk track from like the 70s or 80s.
Yeah, it's like the Casey and the Sunshine Band. Or
that might be it.
One of those 70s funk. Yeah. Jungle Boogie.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. Oh man, that's such a good cut too, where it's like the radio static because they're going into a car. Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's wonderful, man.
Yeah. They have it even set up into parts too, because there's like part 1, part 2, and part 3, like there would be in a pulp magazine sort of thing, or like a pulp storybook, I guess. Yeah. Because that's what it's supposed to be. So what's your like favorite part?
God damn, dude.
Because you've got the intro, right, which is the monologue by Tim Roth, which is fantastic.
Tim Roth is so good.
He's such a good actor.
So goddamn good.
Yeah.
There's a reason Tarantino uses that guy all the time.
Yeah, like all the time. Yeah. Even for like a German dude. He's not German, you know?
Oh man, he's so good at that dude. Oh. Yeah, I would say, as we were discussing a few weeks ago, I definitely love the scene where it's Travolta and it's Samuel L. Jackson, and they just shot the guy. Travolta shot the guy on accident.
Oh, yeah,
and they have to go park at Tarantino's house.
Yeah.
Whatever his character's name is. And they got to call the wolf. There's just all the dialogue that happens there, the suspense. Is Bonnie going to come home? We don't know.
Right.
And then just that little dialogue about, I want to hear how good my fucking coffee is, Jules. Then he fucking sprays him off, and he's like, guys, look like a couple of dorks. Dorks. And I think Tarantino crushes it in that scene. I just like, it's just such a hard question to answer because there's so many great scenes. But I would have to say that one, just the top of my mind, sticks out as one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The one that I really like is when Butch goes back to get his watch.
Yeah.
And the pawn shop scene and all that. Yeah. That's probably my favorite.
Wait, well, he goes back to get his watch, and then Travolta's in his house, right?
Yes. Yeah. Like that entire sequence of him going back, getting his watch, killing Travolta, and then just kind of walking out and leaving. Yeah. And then running into Ving Rhames, what's his name?
Marcellus Wallace.
That's it.
What does Marcellus Wallace look like? That's another group. Does he look like a bitch?
Say what again, motherfucker? I dare you.
Yes. Yeah, that's great that he just runs into him. He's just walking across the street, just looks
with
at him.
Donuts and coffee, and just runs him over.
Yeah.
And there's 2 comedians in that scene.
Kathy Griffin.
Yeah, Kathy Griffin, and the Asian lady is another comedian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's really funny. Yeah. Can't remember her name for some reason. It's not Jessica Cho. That's another comedian. But that entire scene where they then chase each other through the alleyway into the pawn shop. Oh, it's so good. And then everything after that with Zed and taking the...
Oh, man. You just don't see it coming at all, too. That's what, to me, it's like the sheer inventiveness of crafting a scene like that in the writing process and the storyboarding and how everything's going to go is just such a masterclass and great filmmaking. Because when they're just chasing each other, you have no idea where that's going to go. You just think it maybe just end up like one shooting the other. You know, that's typically what happens in those scenes. But then it's like brings in this whole freaky fucking situation that's like a nightmare scenario. And
like 100% a nightmare.
Yeah.
And then you get through that like halfway through, and Butch gets let go, and then he like he decides to go back and save Marcellus.
He has that existential crisis moment where he's looking at the weapons. I love that scene too, where he's just like, it pans up to different weapons and he's like lands on the katana. And he's just like,
well, he grabs like a hammer first, like behind the thing, and he's like, no, and then picks up a chainsaw and is like, nah, and like picks up an axe. Nah. That katana right there, yeah.
Oh man, that is so good.
It's such a good fucking scene.
Goes back and he just runs right through the gimp. Fucking gimp, those sick fucks. And it's such a good acting that you really like believe in that moment that those dudes are like you really want to see him suffer.
Right. Yeah.
Even though Ving Rhames and Butch, those are bad dudes. In that moment, you're like, I want to see these rapist weirdos.
Right.
Die.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Zed's dead, baby.
Yep. Oh man, that's such a good part.
Yeah, it's really fucking incredible. Okay, let's see what else do we got. I really like the chemistry between Samuel L. Jackson and Travolta in that one. I think it's probably one of Travolta's best performances.
Ooh.
I think so. I really like him in that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You don't feel that?
I'd have to agree. I'm trying to think of the recent movie that he was in, directed by Fred Durst. Oh, what was it called? The Fan or something like that. It's weird and it's terrible.
Oh, really?
And he did a terrible job.
Travolta?
Yeah, even the movie's just really, really bad. I'll look it up. But it's like a completely different vibe that you get from him being young.
Yeah.
And being in Pulp Fiction, and then
pre-Scientology, and
was that pre-Scientology?
Maybe
it might not have been.
Yeah,
you never know. But like to now, just being like, oh, this is not good.
Yeah, I'm not.
The Fanatic. Oh, it's not a good movie.
I'm just not a fan of Travolta now, really.
Right.
But that particular performance, the way the dialogue between him and Samuel L. Jackson is just so good.
Mm-hmm. You don't let another man touch your woman's feet.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah. And
see, there's two types of foot massages.
Yeah. I'm the foot fucking master.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just how they play off each other when they actually get into the apartment is great.
Mm-hmm. Oh, one of the mysteries of the entire movie is what's in the suitcase.
Yeah.
What do you think is in the suitcase?
Oh, there's been much speculation. Money? Yeah.
You really think that's like Marcellus Wallace would send his top hitmen to go get some money for him?
I don't know. I mean, it could be like an artifact.
Right.
That's what there's that gleaming, shining glow emanating from the suitcase in that holy sort of way.
Right.
Like it could be a mini Ark of the Covenant within this suitcase. I don't know. Maybe what do you think?
Man, it's probably the simple answer is money.
Yeah.
It's like just like gold bars or something.
Yeah.
Because it would have to glow. So that kind of makes sense. But I remember one of the most popular theories that I read when I first watched the movie was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Was it's his soul that they have that they like captured somehow. Because in the scene where he's talking to Butch, he's got a Band-Aid on the back of his neck. You're like, oh, that's how he lost his soul.
Oh, God, that's bullshit.
And they were going to get his soul back for him.
Jesus, titty fucking Christ. Okay, oh, my God. The internet is so fucking...
I love it. It's such a weird theory.
It's so bizarre, dude.
It makes sense when it ties back into the ending of the movie because it's a little biblical. The movie is
so rooted in reality, though, that it's almost like...
I guess
it could be anything. I guess I welcome the speculation on that. Maybe I'm a little bit of a dick right away. I guess it just, to me, I could just imagine some like 15-year-old kid with a wild imagination in his mom's basement typing at the fucking keyboard. Like, yeah, man, it's like his soul. You saw the Band-Aid, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the Band-Aid was because Ving Rhames was shaving his head and he just nicked his neck and put the Band-Aid on there. And when he showed up on set, they wanted to do makeup on it, but Quentin Tarantino was like, no, just leave it. It looks fine. Just leave it. He's like really cool. He's got this shaved head.
Yeah.
It would make sense that he would fuck up a little bit because in that scene, he, gives Butch some money to take a fall during his boxing match.
Yeah.
which he's putting a lot of trust in another person, and then that trust doesn't pay off. So he did end up fucking up a little bit. So
Yeah.
it shows that this character isn't infallible or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
So.
True. Yeah.
I don't know, there's a lot of little details.
Yeah. So it's such a detail-oriented flick. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10.
You're going to give it a 10 out of 10?
Yeah.
This
think it's
early,
pretty.
this is the first one we're reviewing. You're going to give it a 10 out of 10.
For sure. For certain. I mean, to me, it's like, it's definitely in my top 5 of all time.
Okay.
For sure.
That makes sense.
It's just, there's not a lot I don't like about it.
Right.
I can't even, there's so much that it's just a masterpiece. I don't have one bad thing to say about it. I really don't. Do you?
No, not.
And that's rare, dude. Usually, I mean, I'd have something. I can
Right.
find something, but not in this one, dude. It's airtight.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, it's the closest to a perfect movie I think that you could actually make.
Yeah. So would
Yeah.
you give it a 10 out of 10 or no?
I really like Pulp Fiction. It's probably one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies. But I probably have to give it a 9.5.
9.5? Okay,
Yeah.
still, that's a great score.
Yeah, it's a pretty good score.
It's a really good score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say it's also part of my top 5.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If it's not part of your top 5, it's definitely in your top 10.
Yeah,
Seamus.
it's in my top 10. I wouldn't say
Anybody
top
who
5. It's
really
top 10.
knows good cinema, I feel like that movie has to be in your top 10.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
it's
you're just
a
full of shit.
storytelling masterpiece. The music that they use is all period correct.
Music, yes.
So fucking good.
Great selection of music.
All the clothing is really nice.
Yeah.
Um,
I like how there's also the drug element to it.
right.
That makes it more captivating. The fact that Vincent Vega's, he's doing heroin.
Yeah. And it ends up like fucking up Mia Wallace.
Yeah, and
Which
that's another interesting dynamic. It's like the boss's wife, she's fucking ODing, and he's like freaking out. There's all that suspense and drama. And
Yeah.
I
And
love
then
that
they
scene
keep it
where they-
secret. And they meet up and it's like, oh, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. It's so strange, but also puts like certain scenes in order a little
Yeah.
bit,
Yeah,
It's very, very weird.
yeah. I just love also like she gets shot in the heart. The fucking
Right. That's such a tense scene.
I know.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Very good. And then with Patricia Arquette, the girl is like, "What's the one with all that shit in her face?" He's like, "That's my wife." The drug dealer.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah, it's not Patricia Arquette, one of the Arquette sisters.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yeah,
Very cool.
the one with all the shit in her face. I like that a lot.
Well,
Yeah, bro.
so you gave it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, bro. Perfect flick.
Okay. Well, I think that's a pretty good place to stop with that one.
Yeah.
So you gave it a 10 out of 10. I definitely give it a 9.5. I think there's, as good as it is, I don't know. I think there's a little bit further that he could have gone. Just a tad bit.
It's
It's
tiny.
really good,
Yeah.
but it's like just a tad bit. Just a little bit more, and like, I don't know, give us a little bit more in
Yeah.
the pawn shop or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I see what you're saying. There's a lot of scenes that were so good where you kind of feel like, oh, I maybe wanted to see them elaborate a little more on that.
Right. Or like when they're at Jackrabbit Squares or whatever it is.
Jack Rabbit Slims.
Yeah, that's it. Just a little bit more. I wanted to be in that restaurant a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I think that would have been interesting if there was a little bit more commentary on old Hollywood.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So 10 out of 10 from Josh, 9.5 from me.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
the only
actually
10 you're
haven't.
gonna get out of me, bro.
That's the only 10.
Probably the only 10 in this whole series that you're gonna.
I'm
get
gonna
out of me.
hold you to that
Hold
because
me
you
to that.
only get one.
Only get one.
You only get one,
Yeah,
and
I
there's
probably should
There's
retract.
7 more movies.
I retract.
No, you can't retract now. It's already recorded.
Yeah, you're right.
You can't go back.
There's one that that may be in the 10 category for me, but
Okay. I
This is
might
my
have to allow it.
yeah.
We'll see. When we get to that bridge, I'll decide how we cross it.
Yep.
But that'll be it for this one, where we talked about Pulp Fiction during our Bloody Christmas series, where we're going to talk about all all 8 of Quentin Tarantino's movies since we already did the 9th one. Next, we're going to be talking about, since we're going in order,
Jackie Brown.
Yeah, Jackie Brown. And then go check out our Reservoir Dogs one as well, depending on when this gets uploaded. But check it out. Bloody Christmas, all December. We'll talk to you later.